Everybody, let's talk about the Harry and Meghan documentary. In 2 words, hot mess, but let's dive into exactly why. So first off, I think in Meghan's head, she's comparable to Princess Catherine and Lady Diana, which to me is just ridiculous. When I think of Di and Kate, I think of 2 women that are always well put together, classy, elegant, admirable, and I can't help but look at Meghan as an attention seeker. I have just never enjoyed her presence or her personality, but she seems to get very carried away when the focus is all on her. And I feel like that outshines any of the social activism or humanitarian type work that she's trying to do. Here's another thing I want to talk about. I remember when Princess Kate was dating William, she got mocked by the British press. She got called Waity Katie for so many years. If you don't remember, they dated for quite a long time before they were engaged. Her family also got made fun of because they were self-made millionaires. The UK media made it sound like they made their fortune selling party hats and streamers, which was far from the truth. So here's the thing. The British press is known to be extremely brutal. I'm not arguing that they aren't. It's very clear that Diana and Kate both went through very, very high media scrutiny when they were entering the royal family. And we saw the same thing play out with Meghan. But there was another element at play with Meghan. First off, she's not British. Second off, she's American. Third, she's mixed race. Those were the things that made her, in the eyes of the British public, very different than Di and Kate. I do feel there's a part of me that feels like by joining the royal family, Meghan had an agenda to change the way things were done and to open up a new conversation. And I feel like if it was somebody else, maybe it could have been done. I'm not even going to say her intentions were good, because one of the things that disturbed me about the documentary was that she had so many years of this highly curated footage that it felt like she was just waiting for an opportunity like this documentary to share it all, especially for a couple that's complained about wanting their privacy, right? They are saying, we want to get away from it all. We want to be... I don't think they ever said we want to be out of the spotlight. I think that's what Harry wanted. But, nothing says look at me like a 6-part documentary about your life. Another thing that bothered me about Meghan's behavior is that, in my opinion, she never really tried to play by the rules. Again, I'm not saying that the firm isn't a rigid institution with a lot of things to learn, a lot of etiquette and guidelines and just things, the way things have been done for hundreds and hundreds of years. I'm not saying that wouldn't be overwhelming. But to me, she just never even tried to play by the rules, right? When you think of that reserved British mannerism, she's out there with an ear-to-ear smile, waving, hugging people when she's not supposed to be hugging them. And to me, it's like you're not even respecting the local culture. You're trying to just reinvent it with you as the center of attention. So in my mind, no wonder people in Britain were turned off by it. So let's talk about threats and their eventual escape, the eventual exit from the UK. So there was a former head of counterterrorism for the Met Police that is quoted as saying Meghan faced disgusting and very real threats. And I don't doubt that she faced intense threats. But here's the thing. There are many Commonwealth countries throughout the world where she could have had a similar standard of living, like Australia or Canada, for example, where in my mind, it would have been very likely that she could have still had protection in action. But it had to be America, right? Not only America, it had to be LA. And in my mind, that just screams it has to be Meghan's way or it's not happening, right? If she's genuinely concerned about her safety and Harry's genuinely concerned about her safety, they had other options, and they did talk about considering going to South Africa, and then the plans were leaked. And I find that a little hard to believe, because honestly, even when they went to Canada and LA, like everything's leaked eventually, right? So I find it hard to believe that that would stop a plan from occurring. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know in the comments.